Alpha Phi Alpha's Sphinx Talk with Brother Eric Christopher Webb is sponsored by Good Health Wins. For more content, subscribe now.
Welcome to Sphinx Talk. I'm your host, Brother Eric Christopher Webb, and I'm here today on location in Milwaukee, Wisconsin at the 92nd Midwestern Regional Convention. And I'm here with the 29th Midwestern Regional Vice President, Brother Franklin Stacy Jr. Welcome, Brother Stacy.
Thank you, Brother Webb. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's great to have you on this show, and we've been doing a series of interviews on Sphinx Talk featuring our regional vice presidents and letting the folks out there, our brothers, and also the general public know a little bit about you, the region that you serve, and just finding out the great things that your region is doing.
All right.
So, Brother Stacy, tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell the folks a little bit about yourself in terms of how what brought you to Alpha. When did you pledge?
April 19th, 1987, on the campus of Western Illinois University, Eta Eta chapter in Macomb, Illinois.
Okay, great. So, your journey in Alpha. Let's talk about your journey in Alpha. You are the Midwestern Regional Vice President. How did you arrive there from?
Well, becoming Midwestern Regional Vice President was never a plan. And, I've always said that, because this organization saved my life, that, I will continue to serve until the day I die. And so, I've served in many roles before this, Illinois District Director, Illinois Executive Director, Midwestern, serving for the Midwestern. I served under 4 Midwestern Regional Vice Presidents before actually taking this step. I also served under 4 Illinois District Directors before taking this step. I'm currently an IMDP Master Trainer, IMDP Chief Dean, was a regional coach before that, Chief Farrell before that, served as an Alpha Advisor, Area Director, Quality Improvement Director under our current General President while he was Midwestern Regional Vice President. And so, just doing the work. Just doing the work of Alpha, and it led me to this role where I'm in now.
Well, let me jump back. You said something that was very powerful. You said Alpha saved your life. How so?
Well, because a lot of people don't know, but I like to say that I'm a product of my environment. I came through the public school system. When I graduated, I hadn't even taken the ACT, hadn't spoken to any colleges or universities, and believe it or not, I was a state-ranked quarter miler that ran in the Illinois State track meet for 4 years in a row. And so it was that attention that grabbed the attention of 2-time Olympic gold medalist Lee Calhoun in the 110 high hurdles, who was coaching at Western Illinois University, who asked me to come and come to Western, and I said sure. And he asked me, what was your ACT score? And I told him I hadn't taken the ACT. So they literally broke NCAA rules. Came picked me up from my home. I stayed at his house because you're not supposed to do any of that. And I took the ACT. I took an entrance exam. I got accepted on a Friday. I got a letter in the mail, and we're talking about before emails, before cell phones. I got a letter in the mail on a Friday telling me that school starts on Monday. Wow. Didn't have a ride. And my summer track coach, him and his wife was graduates from Western Illinois University, put me in a van, drove me up there. He didn't help me take none of my stuff to the room. I had to carry it all, but he gave me some money and said, here you go. I found Alpha Phi Alpha by the grace of God, and and just like someone who did not have anybody in my family that went to college before me to show me what needed to be done, I got kicked out.
Wow.
And so I went back to the environment that I grew up in.
Okay.
And I wasn't doing very positive things, but I was still an alpha man. And I was not representing the fraternity like I should have.
Right.
And also, we didn't have a chapter in Peoria. And so, I was doing things that I wasn't supposed to be doing. I ended up getting shot.
Wow, seriously?
Yes, I ended up getting shot in the back, which damaged the T4 section of my spine, and it causes me some issues, and I was paralyzed for 30 days. I still don't have 100% of my extremities, but I have enough to walk and get around and things like that and everything. But it wasn't until a brother named Christopher Johnson from Zeta New Chapter came to me and said, "Brother, there's a chapter that is dormant in Peoria, Illinois. We need to start that chapter." And once we did that and began to do the work of Alpha, and then I saw what Alpha had to offer, and I saw what we were supposed to be doing as a community,
right,
representing Alpha Phi Alpha, it completely changed my whole way of thinking. And I tell brothers all the time, Alpha Phi Alpha has a blueprint. If you follow that blueprint, you'll be perfectly fine. But I think that God just had a different path for me, and everything that happened to me needed to happen so that I can get to this point right now where we are right now. So that's why I say, when a lot of people use the term God saved their life, but when I tell you, or that things saved their life, but when I tell you Alpha Phi Alpha saved my life, I really mean that, because I have the bullet fragments in my back still, because it was a 22. And I was told by the doctor that if it was a 9mm, it would have went through, came out my heart, I wouldn't be here. I would be in the Omega chapter.
Yeah.
So being able
And how old were you when that happened?
I was 21 years old.
Wow.
And it happened July the 4th, 1989. And I had a 9-day-old daughter. Yes, I was in the hospital with a 9-day-old daughter, laying right there in the bed with me. Yeah.
That's a hell of a testimony.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's very telling based on what I know about you as a brother and as a man. That kind of fills in a lot of blanks, right? That fills a lot of blanks. And the fact that now, your career profession, you work in youth development.
Yes, I've been in the field of youth development for more than half my life. As I began doing the work of Alpha, I was working in youth programs, children's home, programs that partner with the Department of Children and Family Services, going into the schools, because we had juveniles that were going into the schools and things like that, doing after school programs and stuff. And that also helped me, because I then I had a responsibility. I had a responsibility, and I had to be held accountable to make sure that I was doing what I needed to do so that I could be a positive role model and mentor to these young people, which also forced me to go back to school and get my degree. Because, serving as an Alpha advisor and an area director, how can I tell these young brothers that you need to stay in school, you need to get the best grades, when I didn't do it myself? I want to be that testimony to them that, hey, don't do what I did. My role was my role for a reason. And so, I'm a proud graduate of University of Illinois at Springfield. My degree is in criminal justice. And I use that, in the field of social service. And when I spent a lot of time in the schools, I would they would tell me, man, you need to become full time in the school. You need to get in here. You need to get in here. So I got my certification K through 12, substitute certification K through 12 in both paraprofessional and teaching, so that I can at least get into the building. I'm now the in-school suspension teacher in charge of discipline, which really falls right in line. And my kids love me to death at Sterling Middle School. They hate
working in middle school. I used to teach high school. So
yeah.
Middle school, no.
You know what? You know what? For me, it's kindergarten. I will be in a classroom with a bunch of juveniles. I will be in a classroom with a bunch of juvenile felons before I go in the classroom with some kindergartners. Bruh, I can't do the crying. They get me with the crying, man. Oh, man. A little boy cried because someone cut in front of him. And I told the principal, I said, I can't do this no more. I can't do this no more. The kindergartners get me, man. Oh, man, it's the crying. You know what I'm saying? But I still love them. Oh, no, I love all that. You know what I'm saying? It's when they start crying for no reason, But yeah, it's and I believe that it is my purpose on earth to serve the youth. And I believe that that is the only reason why I'm breathing today. I think the day that I have given as many youth, the knowledge to be out there and be successful, when that day comes, then God can take me away and I'll be satisfied, knowing that all of them, including my adult children and my grandchildren, are going to be just fine.
You think all this gives you a kind of a unique insight with the College Brothers, perspective?
And that is why I am such an advocate for the College Brothers. And I'm going to tell you another reason why I'm such an advocate for the College Brothers, because they were able to do something that I wasn't able to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I have the utmost respect for College Brothers because they are actually, let's talk about our regional assistant vice president, Brother Jaden Donald. And everything that he, is going through. And being able to, serve in the leadership roles, get good grades, stay in school, graduate on time. Man, I mean, homecoming king, all of that. Right. I am really in awe of them to be able to do something like that because I wasn't able to do it. And you got to just give respect to anybody that can do anything that you can't do. And so when I see the College Brothers doing the work of Alpha, I'm just amazed. And I tell them all the time, whenever they say, Brother Stacy, we appreciate you so much, we respect you so much. I tell them all the time, I say, you know what? You can have a much better Alpha career than me, because you already got a head start. It took me until, a little bit later to become an untraditional student, you know what I'm saying, before I really actually got into leadership. But you're in leadership now. So you think about by the time you become 56 years old, the experience, you're gonna have so much more experience than I have that, you're gonna come out better than I am.
That's amazing. That's amazing. These College Brothers today, I'm amazed at it. I didn't follow quite that trajectory, but I was not. I tried to be the leader, but I was walking the line. College Brother here, but I was out here running.
Oh man, if there were 10,000 College Brothers at the time when I was a College Brother, and we ranked them from 1 to 10,000, I would have been number 9,999. I ain't gonna say I was number 10,000 because I ain't gonna be last. It was somebody worse than me, But I definitely would have been 9,999, brothers. Yeah, without a doubt, man.
I definitely understand that. So, as I mentioned, we are on location at the Midwestern Regional Convention. The theme of your public program is
racism is a public health crisis.
Let's talk about that,
brother. Brother Raphael Davis Williams, and just the work that he's put into this, working for the ACLU, And this is a carryover from the Ronald D. Stovall Jr. administration. This is so important. And what everybody has to understand is that we're one brotherhood. Whenever there's a new administration, you carry on what that previous administration did, and you build on it and you add on it. And that's exactly what this is. And I just want to make sure that I do my part to help out. With this current political climate,
right,
this is something that really needs to be addressed.
Right.
This is something that really needs to be dealt with. And I can tell you that Alpha Phi Alpha in the Midwestern region is going to continue to be the leaders in assisting, our good brother and making sure that this happens. We're going to get this thing spread out to different counties, to different states, because we're made up of 12 states in Canada, and, we're not going to rest. We're not going to rest until it actually happens.
I see it happening. I love the work that you guys are doing. The fact that you made that a theme and trying to put that in the forefront, especially with everything that is going on. It's connected to, discriminatory practices in the healthcare field, the health industry, with the health disparities as well, adding on to that, and now the attack on DEI.
Yes.
And
all of that,
book banning, all of it, right?
Just ridiculous, bro.
Right,
it's just ridiculous. And so, we call ourselves the oldest and the coldest. We call ourselves first of all, but that can't be self-proclaimed.
Right.
That can't be self-proclaimed. We have to get out there and we have to put in the work and make it. And there's a call to duty. We got to get out there, and it's time to stop sitting down having conversations about what we're going to do. We got to start doing it.
That's incredible. So the Midwestern region, this convention had some major, I don't know if I'm going to call it announcements or a milestone. You had a milestone. You had you moved to bring something back. I'm just going to say it like that. You moved to bring something back. Let's talk about that.
Well, this is the 100th anniversary or the centennial anniversary of the formal introduction of the Midwestern Regional Vice President. Before, of course, we had first Vice President, second Vice President, and so forth and so on. Now you have, with me being the now 29th Midwestern Regional Vice President. And so that's really what we're talking about here. But one of the things that we did is we wanted to celebrate our leaders. We wanted to celebrate our leaders, and we wanted to have bring back the Tiny Blanton Hall of Fame, Midwestern Regional.
We're going to talk about who Tiny Blanton is.
Yes.
No.
Yes, Midwestern Regional Hall of Fame, and I've been able to induct our current general president, who under the umbrella of our regional vice president, our immediate past vice president, Brother Ronald D. Stovall, and Brother Tillman was inducted. Brother DeShazier, Vice President DeShazier was inducted. Our general treasurer, our general historian, Dr. Harris was inducted. Brother Darrell R. Matthews was inducted, and Brother L.G. Sims was also inducted. We have some more inductions that we're going to do, and I guess I can say them now. Because at this point we haven't done them yet, but Brother John Gore, Brother Anthony Ferguson, they're going to get inducted, and then he doesn't know this, but my senior advisor, Brother Willard Hall, he doesn't know he's getting inducted.
That's great.
He's an integral part of advising me and helping me with bring this back, because this was something that Brother L.G. Sims during his administration brought back, and we kind of things happen, and and we felt like with this important milestone, it's time to celebrate these leaders and give them their flowers while they're here to smell them, and while we can actually see them in their reactions. And when I tell you, these brothers, like, we didn't tell them anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't tell them anything. Nobody knew we were doing this, and they didn't even know that they were being inducted. And just to see, all of their reactions.
Right.
Right. I mean, right now I haven't seen Brother Gore's reaction, and I haven't seen Ferguson's reaction, and of course Brother Hall's reaction. But I'm sure they're going to be very appreciative, because these brothers have done the work of Alpha here in the Midwestern region, and I can only hope that the day comes that the brothers see me fit enough to be amongst that great hall of brothers.
So, and that's amazing. Congratulations to all those Hall of Famers. Mm-hmm. When was that discontinued? Because you said you brought this back, right? This is not an introduction to a Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. You guys brought this back. So when did it start and when did it stop?
Well, I really don't remember when it started. I do remember it was brought back during the L.G. Sims administration, and then I really don't remember where we lost touch with it. I just know it wasn't done after the L.G. Sims administration, and I don't think it was not brought back maliciously or anything like that. It's just something that we need to. One of the things that when I ran for regional vice president, I didn't talk to the former vice presidents about, what do you think about me being regional vice president?
Right.
I asked them, what is it that you have done in your administration that you would like to see continued? Because I want my administration to be a continuation of everything that they have done so that we can grow on it. It's about growing. And, if I can speak about the immediate past, Midwestern Regional Vice President, Brother Ronald D. Stovall, one of my questions to him, one of the main reasons why I asked him that question, because he was a pandemic vice president. He missed out on 2 years, campaigned from September 1 of 1 year to April of another year, went out, told brothers, this is what I want to do. And the brothers overwhelmingly supported him, voted him in, only for us to have a pandemic and him not able to introduce what the things that he wanted to do. Right. And I know that brother had some great things that he wanted to do. And so that's why you see him here so much, because he's a part of this administration. Because I'm like, brother, those things that you didn't get to do, you can do them now. I'm going to let you do them now. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm going to give you that platform. I'm humble enough to get out of your way, you know what I'm saying, and let you continue to shine. Because it's not about me, bro. It's not about me. And I know that the things that he wanted to do was going to be beneficial to the brothers in the Midwestern region. So that's the key, benefiting the brothers in the Midwestern region. And so just allowing him to do that, man, it's just great. And I appreciate him so much for continuing to want to work, because I was a district director before, and me and my executive director, Brother Quincy Banks, and I also want to shout out Dr. D'Angelo Taylor, who serves as my chief of staff. When me and Brother Quincy Banks was done being Illinois district director, I mean, we were like, man, we're done. Right. We're going out like, being from Illinois, we were like, we're going out like the 90s right. Bulls. And we actually got gold basketballs, and we had the brothers sign them with black Sharpies, and right. we put them in, we were done. Right. But, I've always said that I will serve at the will of the brothers. And, brothers, had another plan for me. And that's why I'm here today.
That's great. Let's tell the folks about the new namesake of the Hall of Fame, Brother Tiny Blanton.
Brother Tiny Blanton is oh my God, when I tell you, we stand on the shoulders of Brother Tiny Blanton. The brother, he was a brother at Xi Lambda chapter in Chicago, served as our past executive director, serves as our past Midwestern regional vice president. When I tell you, he was just he was just this towering figure, just well respected. Well respected brother. I remember being a young brother, a younger brother. Okay, just getting into leadership, and just watching him, at the regional conventions, and just an amazing brother, and he
didn't mince words.
Not at all. Not at all.
I met Tiny at headquarters. This was, I don't know, when he was the executive director during that time period. And I can't share the conversation we had, but he's a great brother. He was funny. He was funny.
But I can tell you, he loved Alpha Phi Alpha.
Yes, to the core.
He loved Alpha Phi Alpha, and he didn't play about Alpha Phi Alpha either.
Not at all.
And if you were going to come, you needed to come correct. And that's just a lot of times we look at brothers and we want to, those more aggressive type brothers. And sometimes brothers kind of put me in that category, but it's not that, we're angry or we're aggressive or anything like that. It's just that we're no nonsense.
Yes.
Like, no nonsense. And you know what nonsense is. Okay? Like, don't sit here and tell me that you don't know what nonsense is. You're a grown man.
Right.
And as a grown man, don't come to me with no nonsense, because it could be looked at as a form of disrespect.
Right.
And before I was an alpha man, I was a man.
Exactly.
Okay? So, but, God bless our brother in the Mega chapter now, Brother James Tiny Blanton, and, he was definitely loved in the District of Illinois.
Definitely. So what do you hope to be remembered for with your administration? I mean, it seems like right now you have a strong emphasis on legacy, and not necessarily your legacy, but the legacy of those that came before you.
Yes.
And so, how do you want to be remembered?
But and I appreciate you saying that, because I always tell brothers it's not about me. I purposely do not surround myself. I purposely make sure that I'm not the smartest brother in the room, because I want to surround myself with brothers that are smarter than me. I tell brothers all the time, I may not have all the answers, but I know enough brothers to where I can answer any question, because I have very intelligent brothers around me. If I have a great talent, it is making sure that I can find the right brother to do the right job and motivate him. Motivate him, give him the support, give him, get out of his way, give him the support, and allow him to do what's best for him. One of the things that we did was we asked brothers to apply for their positions. Some brothers didn't understand, why we did that. The reason why we did that is because as regional vice president, I can pick and appoint anybody that I want. And then, of course, you got those brothers, Brother Stacy, if there's anything I can do, just let me know. If I tell you I want you to do, let's say, for instance, you're in the Midwestern region, and you come to me, Brother Stacy, if there's anything that I can do, I'll, just let me know. And I decide to put you in university relations. But your expertise is in media.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As a brother, you're going to tell me, okay, bro, I got you. But in the back of your mind, you're going to be like, man, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this effectively? So we ask brothers to submit their resumes and then give us a brief description of how you're going to be able to do what it is you're saying you're going to do. So we were able to look. And it wasn't for the purposes of saying yes and no. It was to be able to see, what you actually want to do and then put you there, and then even say, man, he may also be good over here.
Right.
So I don't have to guess. So everybody now in the Midwestern region that holds a position is actually doing something that they either know how to do, have been doing, or have a passion.
And
You
that's the
know,
key.
yes,
That's the key.
and have a passion to do it. And I just want to make sure that the brothers in this region are being served well, being respected and being served well, and that brothers actually want to work and do the work. And my plan is to hold them accountable. And I expect them to hold me accountable. I can't be regional vice president and just by name only.
Right.
So you can't serve in a role in the Midwestern region by name only. You know, you have a responsibility. If you're an alpha advisor and, you know, your chapter is struggling, don't come to me with, oh, they're all neophytes. You ain't a neophyte.
Right.
Okay?
Roll the sleeves up.
Exactly. Come on. You know, come on with it. You know, so, you know, I mean, that's just where I'm at, where I am with that. Yeah.
Well, at this point, we probably need to close. So I'm so appreciative, Brother Stacy, you coming out and joining me on Sphinx Talk. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it here, Brother Franklin Stacy Jr., Midwestern Regional Vice President. And thanks again for tuning in to Sphinx Talk. I'm Brother Eric Christopher Webb.
Sphinx Talk with Brother Eric Christopher Webb is sponsored by Good Health Wins. For more content, subscribe now.